And just sitting up nice and tall here. Getting to float, your eyes closed. You can take the indexes and thumbs to touch. If you feel like you need energy, palms are up. If you feel like you need more grounding, palms are down. And if you're like, you know what, I could use a little bit of both of those things, let one palm be down and let one palm be up. And then just begin to settle into your breath, letting all the air out of the lungs. Take a nice deep breath in, fill it up. And open mouth exhale, let it go. And again, a big breath in all the way up from the base of the spine, up into the belly button, up into the ribs, up into the heart, up into those armpits, up into the collarbone area, the throat, the crown of the head. And an open mouth exhale, let it go. And one more time here, all the way in, all the way up. Big, expansive breath. And then let it go. And then begin to zip those lips and start to get into some ujjayi breath, some nice audible inhalations, audible exhalations. Nice and long in the spine as you breathe in, finding that breath sliding in through the nose, down into the belly. And audible exhalations as the belly, or the breath slides out of the belly, up into the throat and out of the nose. Inhaling smooth breath in. And exhaling smooth breath out. And just settling into the idea of starting by stopping. Taking a moment here to shift gears as we cultivate awareness, integrity, expansiveness, and the ability to soften with that breath. So as you begin to connect the dots here, drawing that breath in, feeling the connection from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. And then your ability to soften into that space you just made in your own body. Coming into an intention that speaks to you in this space. Something that will resonate when you leave your mat. Something that will give the energy you create on your mat a little more direction and therefore a little more power. And as you settle into that intention, you begin to repeat it to yourself 3 times with meaning, using positive words. And from that space, on an inhale, take those arms up, take your gaze up. And on your exhale, find little cactus arms. The elbows are going to be about shoulder height. Palms are going to be facing the front of your mat. And from that space, I'm going to turn sideways. You're going to inhale. The heart space is going to go open. That tailbone is going to push back. And on the exhale, the low ribs come in. The chin comes towards the chest and the forearms come to touch. And this is our cat-cow. Inhale, open it up, guys. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, open, expansive, the throat in the collarbone area, smile. And exhale, soften the chin in. Forearms come to touch. 2 more here, just big and open and expansive. And exhale, soften it in. And one more time, big breath in. And big breath out. And then inhale, take it open. On your exhale, you're gonna take your right elbow underneath your left. You can take those elbows or the palms to the outsides of your shoulders here. You can take the backs of the hands to touch, or you can take those palms to touch. If you've got the palms of the touch or the backs of the hands to touch, you're gonna take the shoulders, soften them up into their sockets. You can do that with the hug as well. But from this space, you're gonna take the hands away from the face. And then from here, we're just gonna simply take those fingers and point them towards like 1 o'clock. So just a little bit over to your right, and breathe for 3. That ujjayi breath in and out through the nose, and 2. Connected to the ribs and the belly here, connected to the earth beneath you. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. And then inhale, open it up. Hey, that feels good. And exhale, left elbow is gonna slide under. Again, a big hug, option 1. Elbows are gonna stay shoulder height. And again, you're gonna take those shoulders and just right up in their sockets, or backs of the hands to touch or the palms to touch. And then from that space, just a little tip tock over to your left this time. So the 11 o'clock. Elbows, again, just keep checking in. It's a constant dance of like, okay, I'm gonna come over here. I lose a little bit of integrity. I soften those shoulders back in. I take the hands away from the face, and then I come over again. And it's this balance, it's this edge, it's this dance. You're here for 3. In and out through the nose, and 2. Big breath in. And big breath out. And then inhale, nice and big, open it up. Beautiful. Reach those arms up towards the sky. And on the exhale, just take yourself into an easy twist over to your right. I should have mentioned, if sitting cross-legged feels a little bit wonky, you can always slide a block up underneath your butt, and it'll let the knees soften down and create a little bit more space. And then from that space, that right hand is gonna go behind, left hand's gonna go in front, and we're just straight up middle, 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 looking over that right shoulder, long in the spine as you breathe in. And soften into that twist as you breathe out. You're lengthening as you inhale. And you're softening as you exhale. Una más aquí, inhala. Y exhala. And then inhala, bring it back towards your center. And on your exhale, take it over your left shoulder. Everything stays the same, but the eyes and the gaze soften over left shoulder in 3. And 2. And then inhale all the way back up, big and open, connected. And on the exhale, straight away to the other side. Left hand slides behind, right hand is in front. Gaze is softening behind you. You're drawing the breath in, creating the space between each vertebrae. And on the exhale, you let the breath bring you deeper into the twist. Big breath in. And big breath out. I'm cramping in my left side. One more, inhale. And exhale, and then keep that twist, but your gaze is gonna go over your right shoulder like, I see you. Don't act like I don't see you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. One more here, in. And out. And then inhale, begin to draw yourself all the way back up. And on the exhale, take those hands behind you. From that space, fingertips are gonna point towards the bum. And you could just lift yourself up like so if you've got that block underneath your butt. If you're down on the earth, you're gonna just try as best you can to get those hips off the mat and let that head be heavy for 3. Opening, and 2. And then soften it back down. And from that space, other shin comes out in front. Inhale, take it up. And exhale again. Fingertips come behind you. Inhale, lift the heart space up. Option 1. Option 2, hips go high, head falls back for 3 and 2. And on the exhale, set it back down. And from that space on your inhale, reach all the way up. And on your exhale, just begin to fold over those shins, onto those hands, spreading the fingers wide, index fingers parallel with the side of your mat and the creases of your mat, or creases of your wrist, parallel with the front of your mat. And from that space, tuck the toes and push it back, downward facing dog. The head is gonna be heavy here. Feet are gonna be hip width apart. Hands are gonna be shoulder width apart. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And just giving yourself space here in your first downward dog to listen to the body. Where are you at? Where's your breath? Maybe bending your right knee, letting the left leg be straight. Maybe bending the left knee, letting the right leg be straight. And then eventually beginning to find both of those heels reaching towards the walls behind you. On your inhale, we'll rise way up high to the balls of the feet. And on your exhale, just take those heels and melt them towards the right corner of your mat. And then inhale from that space, take it all the way up. And on your exhale, melt them towards the left corner of your mat. And then inhale, bring them all the way up. And exhale, take those heels all the way towards the walls behind you. And from that space, begin to pick those feet up and gently walk them towards the front of your mat. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. You can come up under those fingertips. And from that space, once you get to the front of the mat, you're grabbing the elbows and you're hanging. You're nodding the head, yes. You're nodding the head, no. You're shifting the weight forward to the front part of the foot. Other forearm slides underneath. Nodding the head, yes. Nodding the head, no. And then gently release those palms down towards the earth with a little bit of bend into the knees. Just begin to re-articulate that spine all the way up to standing. And from that space, take the shoulders up towards the ears, soften them down the back. We'll take those big toes to touch at the front of the mat. Legs are strong. And just like when you were sitting down and those hips were grounding you down, your spine was connecting you through the crown of the head. As you stand in this mountain pose, your legs are very, very strong. Your muscles are drawing tight towards the bones as the kneecaps draw up. The belly softens in. The rib cage softens in. The palms are at your sides. But if I was there with you and I came and smacked one of your arms, it wouldn't move because you're juice, dude. You're mountain. You're connected to the earth beneath you. You're connected to the heavens above you. Breathe. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of class. And on your next inhalation, take those arms up, take your gaze in. And on the exhale, big open heart that slides over strong legs as you fold. Inhale, put the shoulders on the back, draw the belly in. And exhale, soften back down towards the earth. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Little half sun salutations. Inhale, peel it up, guys. Exhale, big open heart, strong legs, swan dives. Inhale, heart lifts up. Exhale, soften into that fold. And inhale all the way up. And exhale. This time, straight back down towards the earth. Inhale, shoulders go on the back, gaze goes out in front. Exhale, soften into that fold. And you can always bend those knees as much as you need to. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Moving into full Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, peel it up. Exhale, open up, let it go. Inhale, go nice and long in the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, take both of those feet back. And from that space, the knees go down first. The chin and the chest will soften second. We'll reach through the tops of those feet and let that heart space rise. Belly button stays down, even maybe the low ribs. And on the exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, rise way up high to toes. Bend those knees. Look past the hands. You can step or hop. If you choose to hop, strong arms are what bring you forward. Inhale, long in the spine. Exhale, soften into that fold. And inhale, root down as you rise up, big and open, connected. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Again, inhale, peel it up. Legs are strong, belly softens in. Exhale, big heart, folding over those strong legs. Inhale, nice and long in the spine. The shoulders go on the back. And on the exhale, plant those hands. You can step or hop back. And from that space, you can soften those knees down. The chin and the chest soften secondly. Tops of the feet go down. Inhale, belly button's rising, rib cage is rising. Elbows are knitting back towards the ribs so the shoulders can soften down the back. As my elbows go out, my shoulders go forward. So there's a reason. Big breath in and exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Again, those hands are your foundation. Let there be an awareness there. The space between the index finger and thumb, glue that thing down into the earth. That'll create inward rotation of your hands and your forearms. And from that space, you find external rotation of your upper arms up into their sockets. Knit that rib cage in, soften the low belly. Maybe think about spiraling those inner thighs towards the walls behind you. You'll feel Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor drawing in and up from that awareness. Breath in. And breath out. And from that space, we'll take that right leg up towards the sky. On the exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Resist the urge to start to drop your left armpit. Keep those shoulders square and let that spaciousness be from the lower body, the hips, maybe movement in the ankle, the knee. And then we'll inhale, square it off, take it nice and long. And on the exhale, begin to slide it through, find the front of your mat. From that space, soften that left knee down towards the earth and let those arms rise up. Sending your left knee towards the front of the mat as you drag right heel towards the back of the mat. Shoulders soften in towards each other, creating more space in the front side body. The ribs and the belly soften in. You're in your body, you're in your breath. All the way through the nose, fills it up. All the way out through the nose, lets it go. Inhale. And exhale. Big breath in. And big breath out. A nice big inhale here, guys. On the exhale, plant those hands. Slide that back knee up off the mat. And if that's not available to you, the knee stays down. And from that space, left hand goes down, right hand comes high. And we're moving into a twist. And, you know, you can be wherever you're at. But if you want to bring a bunch of awareness here, you can think about knitting that right hip in and back. And letting, again, the twist be from the rib cage up rather than the lower body for 3 and 2. And on the exhale, both of those hands plant and we step it back. Inhale, find your plank pose. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, or those chaturanga arms if that's available to you. Inhale, let that heart space open up, shoulders soften down the back. And on the exhale, the low belly is sending those hips high. Fingers are spreading wide. Breath in. Breath out. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Feeding the muscles, feeding the bones. Feeding your fascia. On your next inhalation, left leg, take it long. And on the exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. You're gonna drag that right heel down. And I practice all the time, but I wanna start to go, I'm gonna drop my right armpit down and lift my left armpit up. And then I'm like, no, that's not integrity. Integrity is shoulders are square. My foundation is rooting down towards the earth. And I let that spin come from below the rib cage. All the way in through the nose. And all the way out through the nose. On your inhale, take that left leg long. And on your exhale, begin to slide it through. Find the front of your mat. Your right knee will soften down towards the earth again. And from that space, inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana. Those shoulders soften, that heart lifts. You can even think about like palms face each other, but you can think about my thumbs are really heavy. You find yourself perhaps a little more spacious for 3. Tips of your ears reach up, more space. And 2, the thumbs and the ears are the boss. Imagine that. Big breath in. And big breath out. Inhale here. On your exhale, release those palms down towards the earth. Option to keep that right knee down or juice that right leg. Right hand comes down, left hand comes high. And we're twisting for 3 and 2. Breath in. And on the exhale, plant both those hands. Let your feet meet at the front of the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, peace fingers are gonna come around those big toes. We'll go nice and long in the spine. And again, bending the knees is always there for you. You're just gonna get yourself more into all the fascia that's in that low back, which often creates tightness in our legs. Breath in, find that spine. And breath out, find yourself folding over those legs, whatever that means for you. Feeding the body with the breath. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Finding the space. Finding the softness. The ability to expand. And the ability to let go. You have that. Big breath in. And big breath out. And then inhale, little halfway lift. Exhale, heel toe those feet back together. Inhale, root down to rise up. And exhale, take those hands to your heart. Inhale, take it up, guys. Connecting as you reach down and reach up, using everything, wasting nothing. On the exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, you put those shoulders on the back and you take the gaze out in front. And exhale, plant those hands. Step or jump back. Knees, chin, chest, chaturanga arms. The elbows bend, but the elbows stay high, or the shoulders stay higher than the elbows. Inhale, let the heart slide open. And exhale, push it back. Downward facing dog. Expansive hands, steady breath. Inhale. And exhale. All the way in. And all the way out. And on your next inhale, take your left leg long. On your exhale, bend the knee and open your hip. From this space, if you want, you can start to take that right leg's gonna stay straight. Left leg's gonna come behind right leg, just like a little kickstand here. And it's a Vajrasana variation as we take that left arm towards the front of the mat for 3. and 2. On the exhale, the left hand's gonna come down. We'll inhale, send that left leg up towards the sky again. And on the exhale, slide it through, find the front of your mat. From that space, right heel's gonna reach towards the walls behind us, and we'll inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Again, tips of the ears up, thumbs get heavy. Find the rib cage, find the belly for 3. You're in and out through the nose here, and 2. Nice big breath in, guys. On the exhale, take those hands down towards the earth, and from that space, we're just gonna push those hips back. So whatever that means for you, if you need to shorten your stance, that's there for you. If you prefer to put that right knee down and pull those hips back into a Ardha half split, Ardha Hanumasana, that's there for you. Otherwise, it's kind of like a pyramid pose. And that back heel does not need to touch down towards the earth, but you do need to be in your breath. Steady through the nose, fills it up. And steady through the nose, lets it go. One more here, inhale. And exhale. And on an inhale, take it nice and low into that lunge. We'll take right hand down, take left hand high again, finding that twist for 3. Knitting that right hip back in 2, or left hip back, I'm sorry. Big breath in. On the exhale, plant both the hands and step it back. Inhale, find your plank pose. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, chaturanga arms, down dog or child's pose. All the options. Breath in. And breath out. Letting that belly and ribs soften in, and you find yourself connecting the dots there. And with connected dots, you find more space in the backside body from awareness in the front side body. Breath in. And breath out. And from there, on an inhale, we'll take that right leg long. And on the exhale, you can bend the knee and open the hip. An option to stay here. Or you start to just let that right leg lead you all the way down and around. Left leg's gonna stay straight and strong. You're gonna send those hips up towards the sky and take that right arm and just reach it towards the front of your mat for 3. It's like a wild thing variation in 2. Big breath in. And big breath out. We'll take that right hand down. Inhale, send right leg long. And on the exhale, slide it through. Find the front of your mat. Left heel is gonna press towards the walls behind us. And we inhale, rise up. Option to keep that left knee down if that feels more accessible. And from that space, wherever you're at, those arms reach up. Wherever you're at, the tips of the ears reach up. And then from there, let those thumbs get heavy. Find the belly, find the ribs for 3. In and out through the nose and 2. Nice big breath in. On the exhale, we'll plant those hands. Begin to push those hips back, fold over that front leg. Again, if you want to soften that left knee down towards the earth, that's there for you. And breathe into the backside body in 3. You're in and out through the nose in 2. On an inhale, take it low, find that lunge. Left hand comes down, right hand comes high, we're twisting. And resisting the urge as you move into the twist to let the left hip sink down in order to create more space. Juice up that left, top of that left leg. And then plant those hands and left foot meets right. Inhale, find your halfway lift here. Exhale, find your fold. We'll take those hands underneath the feet. You can bring those toes right up into the wrists as you shift that weight forward and let your head go. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And again, bending the knees is always there. Finding the softness is the name of the game. Ultimately, it's an inner dialogue that you're having, with yourself on your mat. You're listening, and then you answer with the breath. And you watch the body respond. Big inhale. Big exhale. Breath in. And breath out. And from that space, heel toe those feet together. Sit nice and low, and we'll find ourselves a little Utkatasana. Weight is in the heels. Maybe your toes even get a little bit fluffy. You're gonna soften that rib cage in. Reach those arms up towards the sky. Tips of the ears up. For 3. Weight a little bit lower, in 2. And then we begin to go, how low can we go? As the knees go wide and you soften yourself down onto your bum. And from that space, Navasana. Those shins will be parallel with the ceiling and the earth. You can have the hands at the backs of the hamstrings, or you can find yourself on your forearms, or you're reaching through those arms, softening through shoulders, lifting through the heart. And on our inhale, we lower. And on our exhale, we bring it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it up. Again, forearms are an option. And you're here for 3. And 2. Last one, we lower, and then we're like, just keeping those legs for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And then bring them in and up. Cross the ankles, plant the hands, push it back. Walk it back in my case. And from that space, lower it down. And from here, we'll find Sphinx pose. So those elbows are gonna come right up underneath my shoulders. My forearms are tracking right out of my shoulder space. Fingers are spread wide. Legs are strong. Heart space, reaching through the gateway that is the shoulders as I soften the belly and the ribs in. And I can feel that as I do that, I create more space in my low back, because it's not just the low back working, they're working together. For 3. And 2. And then gently release that. From here, take those fingers off your mat. You're gonna make little spider fingers. Elbows are gonna knit back towards the ribs. Legs are gonna be strong. And we'll inhale, peel ourselves up. For 3. And 2. And then exhale, lower. And then from that space, that more traditional Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Hands right up underneath the shoulders. Your little cricket elbows knit back. And on your inhale, draw yourself up. And this time on your exhale, push your hips back towards your heels and find child's pose. Let that third eye, that seat of intuition, soften down towards the earth. Listen to that breath. And again, revisiting that intention. And then from that space, on an inhale, begin to draw yourself all the way up. And on your exhale, tuck those toes and find those hips reaching up towards the sky. Downward facing dog. Those fingers are spreading wide. The head is heavy. And the neck is long. And we'll take that right leg up as we breathe in. On the exhale, slide it through. Find the front of your mat. Left heel is gonna go towards the walls behind us. Option to soften left knee down. Right hand will come high. And then as we move into this twist, we're gonna take that right hand towards the front of the mat. We'll find our hips and our shoulders shifting. And from that space, left arm rises up, crescent warrior. A little more space perhaps in the left side body for 3. You got it. And 2. Big breath in, and on the exhale, find warrior 2. So that heel to arch alignment, gaze is out over those fingertips, that back toe is turning in slightly. I'm gonna face the camera. And from that space, inhale, find your peace, take it up. And then go straight and strong in that left leg and that left arm. Take those heels in and those toes out, and we'll revisit cow face arms. So giving yourself a hug, backs of the forearms to touch, or the palms are to touch. You're sitting nice and low here. The hands are away from the face. The shoulders are softening into their sockets. From that space, big breath in, and on the exhale, just humble that goddess as you let those forearms and the chin come to the chest as the fingertips reach down. Inhale, we'll open up, finding more spaciousness. And exhale, begin to soften down. Inhale, inner knees towards outer knees, opening up. And exhale, soften it back down. Inhale, take it up, sit nice and low. Reach those arms, reach those legs nice and long, straight and strong. And on the exhale, we'll turn left toes in and right toes out. And always is what's there for you is to work that stance in a way that feels good. Sometimes shortening it up makes it a little more stable. On your inhale, you're gonna reach out over those toes, and exhale, right hand comes down and left hand comes high. Long left side body. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale. And exhale. And then from that space, you can stick and stay here, or take that left arm towards the front of your mat. Frame your face. Right arm towards the front of the mat. And if you're not connecting the dots before, you got to be right here for 3. Shaking is good. You're awake. You're alive. And 2. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, find that warrior 2. Sit nice and low. We'll inhale, find that peace, peel it all the way up. And on the exhale, windmill those hands all the way down and around. Coming into that low lunge, take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, step it back. Heels and toes will touch. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, heels can drop to the left. Right hand's gonna come high. Option to soften that left knee down towards the earth if that feels more comfortable for you. Otherwise, woo, watch out. Breathe for 3. Weeble while you wobble, okay? And 2, take a big breath in. On the exhale, find your plank. Take a big breath in here, and on your exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And breath out. That head is heavy. Those upper outer edges of the armpits are firming, and your rib cage is knitting in. You're connected, not only to the earth beneath you, but to every fiber in your body. Breath in. And breath out. On your next inhalation, left leg rises. And on the exhale, begin to slide it through. Find the front of your mat. Right hand's gonna go down, left hand's gonna come high. We're gonna start with that twist. Yeah. And then from there, we're gonna go, I'm gonna go to the front of my mat. And as my arm turns, so do the shoulders, so do the hips. And then the right hand meets it. And hello. Find the tips of those ears, find the heaviness in those thumbs, find the rib cage, find the belly for 3. And 2. And on your exhale, whoosh, warrior 2. My front heel is lined up with my back arch in some fashion. It's like I'm on a diving board. From that space, find peace, peel it all the way up. Left arm's rising. Go straight and strong in that left leg. Reverse that triangle. And on the exhale, the heels in, the toes out. Left elbows under. Palms come to touch. or you're hugging, or the hands are at the backs of the hands are touching. Wherever you're at, you can sit nice and low here, inner knees towards outer knees. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, the elbows soften down, the fingers soften down, the chin comes to the chest. Inhale, peel it up, gaze up, look up. Exhale, hollow it out. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, take it up, sit nice and low. Option to start to play with, maybe you come up onto the balls of one of the foot, both of the feet, or none of the feet for 3 and 2. And then heels drop down. Inhale, straight and strong in those arms, open up. Turn those right toes in, turn those left toes out. Inhale out over those toes. And exhale, left hand comes down, right hand comes high. Long, long, right through here, open, expansive. And this isn't just like, how low can I go? No, I'm connected and I've got space in this side body as well. This isn't about one side, this is about both sides. Take a deep breath in. You can stick and stay, or you're like, oh yeah. You wanna feel connection? I wanna feel connection. Left arm reaches. For 3. That shaking, it's good for us. I feel like we've gotten into this space where we're scared of it, but that's where you recognize what you're made of. And 2, you recognize your ability to withstand those sensations. Big breath in, we'll take it all the way up, find your peace. And then that should feel real good. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, windmill those hands all the way down and around. Step it back, find your downward facing dog. You're gonna take that right hand down. It's like a slightly forward of my shoulder. You can see the angle a little bit. And you can start to drop those heels over to the right and just peel that left hand high for 3. And again, the knee down is a great option as well. In 2, and on the exhale, plant both those hands. Take a deep breath in here, soften those knees down towards the earth, and push those hips back. Child's pose. So there's an inner dialogue that's constantly happening while you're on your mat. And that inner dialogue cultivates a sense of awareness, a sense of connection, a sense of integrity. And while you find that within yourself, you begin to notice it in the world around us. Because when it comes down to it, we are all connected. Letting all the air out of the lungs and just taking a nice big breath in to that ability to connect to that which is within us and with that which is around us. And an open mouth exhale lets it go. And from that space, on an inhale, roll yourself up into your tabletop. And on your exhale, just cross those ankles and find your way onto your butt. And we'll take the legs out in front. So legs are nice and strong out in front. You can take your booty and kind of slide it out from underneath you and be like, thank you, baby Jesus, I got a booty. And feel your seat bones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then inhale, peel it up. And again, where is that connection? You got it? Take a deep breath in and you don't lose it as you fold. The ability to bend and flex and move without losing that connection. Big breath in. And big breath out. The heart is reaching towards the toes. We haven't seen each other since COVID. Option to have that strap around those feet, but you want that strap around the ball of your feet. A lot of times we end up with it. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. Yeah. And then gently release that. And from that space, we'll draw that right knee up and towards our chest. Drop that right knee out to the side. Left leg's gonna go nice and long. My left hand is gonna be beside me like a second spine as I inhale, reach my right arm up. And on my exhale, take my right hand back. Right knee goes down, bottom of left foot goes down, and I'm up. And it's very similar to that Vajrasana variation. That side body's long for 3 and 2, and exhale, take it back down. Again, connect the dots here, bottom of right foot to inside of left thigh. Inhale, peel that right arm up. And on the exhale, right hand to the outside edge of that leg. Other arm slides over the top, and it's a big, juicy fold for 3. And you're in and out through the nose, and 2. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then gently from that space, begin to draw that right knee up and towards your chest, and perhaps slide it over the top of your left. And then just hug it in with that left arm, and your right hand's gonna come behind you. Option to take the right elbow outside of the left elbow, sorry, outside of right thigh. And again, we are using everything here. So I'm not just like willy-nilly at the front of my mat with my leg, like, and I'm not willy-nilly nowhere. That toes drawn back up, my spine is lifting up, my elbow is softening into that thigh as I spin my gaze, and I'm using everything. And more than anything, I'm using my breath. You're here for 3. Finding the expansiveness in, long spine in, and finding the ability to just little itty bitty, little more twist on the out, huh? Inhale and exhale, and then gently release that. Right leg comes out in front, bottom of left foot to inside of right thigh. Right hand is behind you like a little spine. And from that space, inhale, take that left arm up. And on the exhale, it goes behind. Fingertips point behind. And then I inhale up into my left knee down, bottom of right foot down, right side body open and expansive for 3 and 2. Breath in on the exhale, set it back down. And revisit where we started. Right hand down, left hand high, breathe in. And on the exhale, that left hand goes over the top, and it doesn't matter where it lands. And that right hand meets it. And it's a fold for 3. Steady in and steady out through the nose, and 2. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then gently begin to draw yourself back. Slide that left knee up and towards your chest and over the top of your right. And from that space, you've got yourself a nice little hug here, or the elbow outside of the knee, depending where you're at in your twist. Left hand slides behind you, and it's your gaze. Where you're looking is where you're going. Big breath in. And big breath out. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, bring it back towards your center. Exhale, take both of those legs out in front. And from that space, we're going to bring those feet together. Let the knees go wide. Sit up nice and tall here. You're going to draw those feet in pretty close to your midline. Your forearms can soften down towards those shins. And just find yourself an easy forward fold. And maybe if you want, you can like make a little block prop for your head. And breathe. Maybe you're nowhere near doing a block prop for your head. That's okay. Use your breath. Find that softness. And then gently from that space, begin to draw yourself back up. We'll take that block or book, or maybe no block, maybe you didn't have one, out to the side. Legs are gonna come out in front. You're gonna give yourself a hug as a gesture of gratitude, because the fact that you can get on your mat is a blessing. The fact that you recognize that blessing and nourish it with this practice speaks volumes. Begin to lower yourself down for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. And you're all the way down on your back at 1. And draw those knees up and towards your chest. Little happy baby pose. Outside edges of the feet are your handles, and you'll just roll from left to right, massaging the low back. And you're pulling those feet down with your hands. You're pressing up into your hands with your feet. You feel the back side of the body kind of pancake. And then from that space, maybe take that left leg out to the side straight, and you're inevitably going to start to kind of roll over to your left a little bit. And bring that knee back in. Big breath in here. On the exhale, right leg goes out to the right. And then bring that knee back in. And then from that space, take those knees together. Arms come out to the sides. Right leg slides over the top of left. Pick your hips up, scoot them over to the right. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, knees are going to drop over to your left. If this feels icky or pinchy or yucky, those knees are just going to be beside each other rather than all wrapped up. And you can soften gaze over right shoulder if that feels good for 3. Using that breath in 2. And then bring it back towards your center. Left leg slides over the top of right. Pick those hips up, scoot them over to the left just an inch or 2. And then drop your knees over to your right. And perhaps your gaze goes over left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. And then from that space, bring those knees back in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms up over your shins. Draw your head up and towards your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Take a big breath in here. And on the exhale, heels are in, toes are out, palms are up. You're on your back. Sometimes this is the hardest pose, finding the stillness and finding the ability to let go. Space of surrender. And just letting all of the benefits of your practice soften in. from that space, beginning to find your breath. Finding a little bit of movement. Drawing those knees up in towards your chest. A little wonky here, huh? I'm trying. And then from that space, rolling over to one side, drawing your knees up in towards your chest, and sitting up nice and tall into a comfortable seat. Maybe I can go like this. There we go. And then as you sit up nice and tall, just noticing any differences you might feel. Moving the camera around. Stiffy feel. So with those eyes closed. And again, those palms up, down. What do you want? What do you need? Where are you at? Come back to those intentions that you set at the beginning of class. And sealing this practice in with the hands at the heart center in a gesture of gratitude for the blessings that bring you on your mat, but especially to yourself, because most of us are blessed, but those of us who recognize it have superpowers. Giving thanks. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, most of you know me and you can hit me up personally. Otherwise, you can always ask questions on my YouTube page. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. Namaste. Mwah.